La cumbre de esta peregrinación fue ciertamente el encuentro con el Papa León XIV en el Jubileo de los Jóvenes, donde tuvimos ese encuentro maravilloso con más de 1 millón de jóvenes de 146 países, lo cual nos recuerda la vitalidad de nuestra Santa Madre Iglesia y la universalidad de la Iglesia Católica. Por eso fue un encuentro maravilloso en la vigilia del sábado y luego concluyó el domingo en la mañana con la Santa Misa. Y me gustaría que los jóvenes compartan alguna de sus experiencias personales que tuvieron o vivieron en este encuentro jubilar.
Hola, mi nombre es Solange de la Cruz, tengo 25 años y soy miembro de la iglesia de Santa Elizabeth en Washington Heights, Nueva York. Mi experiencia en el jubileo fue única, fue una experiencia muy bonita porque compartí con jóvenes de diferentes países, diferentes culturas, idiomas, y qué bonito fue reunirnos todos en un mismo lugar. A pesar de nuestras diferencias, estábamos alabando a un mismo Dios. También tuve la oportunidad de pasar por las 4 Puertas Santas, que es un evento que solamente se da cada 25 años, y poder compartir con mi comunidad y con mis compañeros de EFETA fue de verdad una experiencia increíble. Muchas gracias.
Hi everyone, my name is Nicole Montalvo and I'm one of the many youth in whom attended this year's Jubilee with St. Elizabeth Church in Italy. I am lucky to say that the pilgrimage served me well in terms of my walk with Christ and truly was a transformational experience. I could definitely say I had an amazing spiritual awakening with the Lord, and one of the many experiences that was a contribution to this was being able to touch the very altar in which the first documented Eucharistic miracle occurred, in which the body, blood of Christ turned into living flesh tissues exactly from his heart and blood exactly A and B type. It genuinely brings tears to my eyes even thinking back on it, but I felt so close to the Lord, so close to Christ. Never in my life have I ever felt so close and dear to him. And that moment being is so vivid in my experience that to this day, I feel as though I'm reliving it. And there's moments like these that I can reflect on that truly are an example to what the Jubilee year is all about. It's all about having a renewal of faith, being able to grow closer to the Lord, learn about him, know him, serve him, love him. And I did all of that this Jubilee year in Italy. And I am so grateful to St. Elizabeth Church and their welcoming community for allowing all of that to happen.
Hello, my name is Rosanna de la Cruz, and I recently visited Carlo Acutis' tomb. One thing I have to say about this remarkable young saint is that he's a great example to us all. Although he only lived 15 short years, he made time to attend daily Mass, to receive the Eucharist, to spend time in adoration, and also to spread his kindness with everyone he met. I am very inspired by the life that he led. The main thing that inspires me the most is his ability to make time for God and what truly mattered. He was a very responsible young man when it came to that. A few days later, I was also able to attend the Youth Jubilee in Rome with the Pope and over 1 million young people. The energy was amazing. It was vibrant. There was flags everywhere. There were people chanting and singing. One of the most memorable moments was when the crowd erupted and started to say, "Esta es la juventud del Papa. Esta es la juventud del Papa." This is the Pope's youth. And I was so lucky and happy to be there at the same time. I happened to be there with my nephew, who's 16 years old, and watching him enjoying it and taking it all in was also amazing. I left that place with a mission to be a stronger Catholic, a more dynamic Catholic, a Catholic that spends more time in what she believes in and strengthening my faith.
Joshua Garcia, and recently I just visited the Carlo Acutis tomb in Assisi. And I just found it so extremely powerful to see someone who is my age. Obviously, he was born before me, but as of when he died, he was 15. I'm 16. And to see someone who has given their life to Jesus in the way he has at the age that I am is extremely powerful, and I just wish to be just like him in the way of giving my life to God in the way that he did. And another thing that I did while on our pilgrimage to Italy was that I and a bunch of my comrades, we all went to the Jubilee with the Pope. And seeing the Pope and seeing all the people all the Catholics that came together just to see the Pope, to go to a Mass, was so powerful. It truly shows how powerful the Lord is to bring so many people all together just to celebrate his Son, to celebrate Jesus Christ. I just felt so powerful seeing how happy everybody was to celebrate the Lord, how excited everybody was to just be in community with one another and with all the Catholics that were there. It just made me so incredibly happy for the faith and for my faith in Jesus Christ. And that's it.
For the
Thank you.
sentiment, my name is Elia, and as for me, the highlight of my Jubilee experience was actually the prayer vigil the night before the Mass, most specifically the Holy Hour. It was extraordinary to see 1 million young Catholics get on their knees as soon as Jesus was exposed in the Blessed Sacrament. That to me was very emotional to see. Here in my community, we have our ups and downs. Sometimes you see numbers go up and numbers dwindle, and seeing all those people worshiping the Lord really nourished my faith and gave me a sentiment of hope that the Church of Jesus Christ will prevail. And meeting all those people from different countries, from sharing those same values, gives me immense joy, and I want to bring that joy back to my community and to share my witness of faith with everyone. And my hope is that this experience nourishes this witness of faith, so I can move further in leadership, in ministry, and in my community. As for me, it's a great story actually. We were waiting more than an hour in the pouring rain to see the body of Carlo Acutis, and time flew by. There were hundreds of young people waiting to go inside, even for a quick second, to see Carlo Acutis, and we were singing, dancing, all in the pouring rain, and that was really, really touching. That was sort of like the precursor to the Jubilee, because it happened about 2 days prior to the Jubilee. And upon seeing his body, I really felt his presence there. And like Louis said, he looked like one of us. He was wearing his Nikes, his jeans, a hoodie, and reading up on his story, it encourages me. I'm 25 years old, and I want to do as much as Carlo Acutis did in 15 years of his life. And actually, I made the line again 2 more times, because I was just so drawn to that area. I was praying in the church, and I was asking for his intercession to help me in my ministry with young people. And I felt the presence of Jesus in that church, because I knew that he liked going to that church specifically in Assisi, and I was asking for his help to keep fueling my faith, and it was a really, really marvelous experience and very emotional.
My name is Louis, and for me the highlight of the Jubilee was getting to participate in the Mass with Pope Leo. It was something truly extraordinary. First time as if it wasn't already obvious, celebrating Mass with Pope Leo. But to be there present with all those youth, you know, worshiping, hearing the word, hearing his homily, you know, how the importance of us being that hope, you know, being the future of the church, how we should, you know, continue to serve as that inspiration, not just for, you know, use in our country, but also all around the world, and having the connection between different cultures, different ideas. And it really helped me to realize, you know, how strong the Catholic faith is within the youth. You know, some people think that the Catholic faith is mostly just, you know, it's mostly observed by, you know, the older folks, the much older ones, you know, the ones who stay in the Mass and sit in the front row and like, yay! But, you know, it's also very strong within the youth as well, you know. You know, I'm part of an EFETA, and, you know, we had the chance to see a small group of EFETA over there, and I was overjoyed because I was like, wow, you know, it's crazy, you know, seeing EFETA like Italy and EFETA Spain and Venezuela and Mexico and Colombia, you know, just coming all together. It really shows the unity and power that we all have for God, and it's truly amazing.
Sei via, sei verità, tu sei la nostra divinità, camminando.
Queridos jóvenes y todos, después de haber vivido esta hermosa experiencia del Jubileo de los Jóvenes, por eso es necesario recordar algunas de las palabras del Papa León XIV a los jóvenes, tanto en la Vigilia como finalmente en la Santa Misa. Y brevemente, en síntesis, lo que el Papa le dijo, le respondió a los 3 jóvenes que le preguntaron durante la Vigilia. 3 preguntas. La primera fue de una joven mexicana sobre la amistad. Ninguna amistad es fiel sino en Cristo. Tomando las palabras de San Agustín, dijo, no hay amistad que sea fiel si no es en Cristo. Y la verdadera amistad es siempre en Jesucristo, con verdad, amor y respeto. Y solo Él puede ser feliz y eterna. Y luego añadió, ama verdaderamente al amigo quien ama a Dios en el amigo. Nos recuerda San Agustín nuevamente, la amistad con Cristo que está en la base de la fe no es solo una ayuda entre muchas otras para construir el futuro, es nuestra estrella polar. Como escribía el Beato Pier Giorgio Frassati, que como saben será canonizado ahora en septiembre. Decía él, vivir sin fe, sin un patrimonio que defender, sin sostener una lucha por la verdad, no es vivir, sino ir tirando. Y eso lo escribió en 1925. Cuando nuestras amistades reflejan este intenso vínculo con Jesús, ciertamente se vuelven sinceras, generosas y verdaderas. Y concluye el Papa esta primera pregunta, queridos jóvenes, la amistad puede cambiar verdaderamente el mundo. La amistad es el camino por la paz. La amistad es el camino por la paz. A la segunda pregunta de una joven italiana sobre el valor de decidir, el Papa respondió, la pregunta es ¿cómo encontrar la valentía de escoger? ¿Dónde podemos encontrar el valor para elegir y tomar decisiones acertadas? La decisión es un acto humano fundamental. Observándolo con atención, entendemos que no se trata solo de elegir algo, sino de optar por alguien. Muy importante, cuando elegimos en sentido profundo, decidimos, queremos llegar a ser. La opción por excelencia, en efecto, es la decisión sobre nuestra vida. ¿Qué tipo de hombre quiero ser o qué clase de mujer quiero ser? Queridos jóvenes, se aprende a elegir a través de las pruebas de la vida y en primer lugar recordando que nosotros hemos sido elegidos. Este recuerdo debe explorarse y educarse. Hemos recibido la vida gratis. sin elegirla. No somos frutos de nuestra decisión, sino de un amor que nos ha querido. En el curso de la existencia se demuestra verdaderamente amigo quien nos ayuda a reconocer y renovar esta gracia en las decisiones que estamos llamados a tomar. Y a la última pregunta, que fue de un joven de Estados Unidos, sobre la llamada a hacer el bien. El Papa le respondió: queridos jóvenes, Jesús es el amigo que siempre nos acompaña en la formación de nuestra conciencia. Si realmente quiere encontrar al Señor resucitado, escuchen su palabra, que es el Evangelio de la salvación. Reflexionen sobre la forma de vivir, busquen la justicia para construir un mundo más humano, sirvan a los pobres y den testimonio así del bien que siempre nos gustaría recibir de nuestros vecinos. Estén unidos a Jesucristo en la Eucaristía, adoren en el Santísimo Sacramento, fuente de vida eterna, estudien, trabajen y amen siguiendo el ejemplo de Jesús, el buen Maestro que siempre camina a nuestro lado. Eso fueron las respuestas del Papa, así brevemente, a estos tres jóvenes. Pero hay un mensaje también muy clave, muy importante del Papa, que fue al final de la misa de clausura de este Jubileo de los Jóvenes, el domingo en la mañana. Al final le dijo el Papa a todos los jóvenes: muy queridos jóvenes, nuestra esperanza es Jesús, que es el lema de este año. Es Él, como decía San Juan Pablo II, el que suscita en ustedes el deseo de hacer de sus vidas algo grande. Y eso lo dijo el Papa Juan Pablo II, precisamente 25 años atrás, en el jubileo del año 2000. Y termina el Papa diciendo: mantengámonos unidos a Él, permanezcamos en su amistad siempre, cultivándola con la oración, la adoración, la comunión eucarística, la confesión frecuente, la caridad generosa, como nos han enseñado precisamente los beatos Pier Giorgio Frassati y Carlo Acutis, estos dos jóvenes que próximamente serán proclamados santos. Y termina el Papa, escuchen: aspiren a cosas grandes, a la santidad, allí donde estén. No se conformen con menos. Entonces verán crecer cada día la luz del Evangelio en ustedes mismos y a su alrededor. Qué hermoso mensaje, queridos jóvenes, queridos todos, para nosotros mantenerlo a lo largo de nuestra vida. Que el Señor nos siga acompañando con su gracia y podamos vivir verdaderamente los frutos de esta gran peregrinación. Que así sea.